what is something of value that I can give to businesses? I went from making $2,000 a month, started running paid ads. It went from nothing to 10K per month. If I built a business only exclusively around me, what's the resale value of that in 5 years? Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
I don't want to film. I don't want videos. I don't want appointments. I don't want people booking in my calendar. I don't want that. What I want is what I get from that. You are selling something that people do not want. They think they want videos, but what they really mean, and they'll tell you this, I'm going to run paid ads to it. Okay, so you want more sales from your paid ads. Yes, the video can help you accomplish that, but you sell them on what they're doing. It's not just one piece of knowledge. It's kind of the summation of everything that you know. Alex Hormozy is wrong. And I paid $30,000 to go to a mastermind to find that out. And I was like, hey, why can I not break $100,000 a month?
So like, how do I actually provide real value for people?
Find out how to run traffic to it, whether it's paid ads or whether you're doing cold outreach. Do you have something of value to offer the marketplace?
Okay, so where did it start for you? Like, how did you get into what you're doing right now in terms of the production business?
Failed marketing agency. So a couple of years ago, it was 5 years ago when I tried to start a marketing agency. I was really excited, but at the end of the day, I didn't have anything of value to offer someone. And I think that's the most important thing between someone who is successful and someone who's not successful is, do you have something of value to offer the marketplace? And when I tried, I was doing a lot of cold outreach. I was all manual. It was not fun. And the reason I was getting such a negative response was because I didn't have anything of value, and I also didn't have my niche picked out, which was the important thing. That was not a fun time. And then after I realized, what is something of value that I can give to businesses? What is a service that is like marketing? And I paid a mentor a lot of money just to tell me, hey, I don't think marketing agency is for you. I think you should do video, because video was a start to marketing where you have to learn video is what the business gets. And they were a little bit more comfortable giving me more money for they're going to get a tangible video out of it. And then I also learned about copywriting and marketing and where do videos go for a business? What do videos do for a business? How does the marketing work? And I just played a small role in that. I usually worked alongside other people who were better at marketing than I was. And I got to learn from them, which was really cool. Going back, I would definitely reach out to every single marketing agency in my town using your outreach methods. And I would have told all of them, hey, I'm a videographer. Just so you know, we do shoots for businesses. So if you're interested, and we were doing weddings as well, which is like a terrible idea. Like that's a totally different business model. And it's not a bad one. I know a wedding business that spends $750 a month or a day on ads.
Wow. And
that's great, but he's making a killing and he's booked out for 8 months. Like that's his business model. I just don't want to deal with those. We've done a couple of them and the emotions are too high. So we're just like, no, we're good.
Dude, it's funny. Okay, so you started with the marketing and you leaned more towards the video. I kind of went the opposite direction where I started with video and I leaned more towards marketing. Now, I will say that I did not, I was not all in on video. I really hated, I loved making videos, but I hated making videos for anybody else other than myself. And so I started with the weddings and I hated it so much too. And I just like, it was, what was really annoying, and everybody, relies on word of mouth. And it was working well for me where everyone's like, oh, I saw you do their wedding. Can you do my wedding? I was like, I want to kill myself. I'd rather kill myself, but sure, I'll do your wedding because you're my friend, and you're just doing it for pennies on the dollar just because they're your friends and they're broke too. So that was a really annoying time. But so, all right, were you in video before that? Like, were you already a videographer, or was it just like you just learned videography as a result of failing at marketing?
Yeah, I had to do that. Yeah, I had to learn video as a result of failing marketing.
Wow, that's interesting. Because I think a lot of like just kids getting, because I got into it because I loved movies and I was like, oh, I want to do that someday. So yeah, I've never seen anyone go from there. So you started with when you were doing the marketing side of things, when it was failing, right? What was the pitch? Okay, you weren't reaching out to a specific target audience. Were you just saying, hey, we can do everything for you and all marketing? Like, why was it failing?
Yeah, it was all over the place. And I wasn't talking about specifically what would help. And I also didn't have a plan. You have to be the person with a plan and sell the right offer. And I was amazed going, I'm just selling whatever in video to I sell this one specific thing. I got more business by selling less. It was literally every single offer was customized to now we only have 2 offers and you can either buy one or the other, or if not, like we can't do anything for you. And we got better margins and we got more business.
Yeah, that's awesome. So at what point that changed to where you had just the 2 offers, and like, was that at the point where things started exploding for you?
Yes. Yeah. No, it was a night and day difference. I went from making probably $2,000 a month, maybe. It wasn't steady at all. I was calling everyone. I was going to networking events. I was texting people, asking for all that stuff. It was not consistent at all. And I was barely making anything. And then I remember the day that I figured out what offer I had and started running paid ads. It went from nothing to 10K per month. It was like directly at 10K per month that next month. And then since then I haven't gone under that.
That's awesome. Interesting. So, and then can you explain what your offer is right now? Like how, cause I know it's, to me, it's very unique. And so how that relates, or how that's really different from any other production company?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we kind of serve a middle market. We don't really serve the really, really big businesses because they buy other things. They buy custom packages. We serve a lot of local businesses that are anywhere from 500,000 to maybe 5 million, that range of the business. And there's a lot of them out there. So people are like, oh, yeah, I don't know those businesses around me. There's plenty of them out there. And those people, they're too small to hire in a full-time videographer, and they're big enough that they know they need video. So that's where we fit in there. And our offer, what we run ads to, is 3 months worth of video in one day, film for you in one day. And then we go one further step from that. We'll go through and find niches and offer them whatever it is, whatever their desired outcome is. Maybe it's appointments. And then we'll do that by filming 3 months worth of content in one day. So we usually niche down depending on who we're targeting.
Okay. Interesting. So you have several target markets, and then within each target market, you say, hey, this target market, we can help you get more car repairs using video, something like that.
Exactly. Yes.
Dang, that's dope. Yeah, that's so crazy because what do you think about, everyone talks about, oh, you want to stick to one niche and stick to it for a year. And I mean, I hear people that are successful, they say, oh yeah, that's actually a great idea. But what would you think about that?
Year's kind of a long time. Even to this day, I have ADHD with business, and I like to talk and go to other niches and test things out. We find what it does, who it works well for and who it works better for, we tried a lot of things and we failed a lot of times. And then we kind of found like, all right, this industry works really well with video and these specific types of videos. Let's just do that again and again and again.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, that's what I kind of found too. I started with like pest control, and if I would have stuck to pest control, I would not be where I am today. And so it's like, I just kept switching, yeah. And then I found something that worked really well. Okay. So you said ads was the switching point. So like, what's the main strategy for getting clients right now?
Currently it's Facebook ads, but a lot of times what people are surprised about is I still do cold outreach, and it's all automated. Like I don't want to do anything manually, but cold outreach is still a good spot to go into new markets, test other things out, to reach some people who would not be able to be reached by ads, and track your numbers. Tracking your numbers is the most important thing. Our cost per acquisition is pretty much the same for paid ads as it is with cold outreach. It's actually a little bit cheaper with cold outreach. It's a little bit harder for sure. And it's a little bit of a longer sales cycle. So we may not get a sale right away. It may take a couple of months, but it still is a much better cost per acquisition. So it's a good layer. And then if something happens to Facebook ad accounts, because sometimes they do that.
Yeah, I did.
I feel a little bit more secure knowing that I have other systems that I can just instantly start up and do more of.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I actually just paid some guy on Fiverr it was supposed to be like to fix my ad account, but then he just made a brand new ad account for me. And like I haven't touched ads in like years, just cause like my ad accounts got shut down for I said the word "you" or something stupid. And I think I might get back into it soon, but I'm not 100% sure.
Facebook ads is one of the best things you can do.
Yeah.
It will change your business if you're not running them now.
I've done, I helped a guy go from 50 grand to 100 grand doing Facebook ads. But to me, it's like, I get way more calls not doing Facebook ads. So it's like, why would I go back into that? But I want to test certain things. So LinkedIn, have you ever tested LinkedIn ads at all?
I've not tested LinkedIn ads. Actually, I hear Twitter ads.
Yeah.
Formerly Twitter ads. Really good. They're doing good because everyone else is like, we don't want to advertise on Twitter. We're like, well, please, I'll do it.
Yeah. So I'm sure, the cost per click's really low. Yeah. And like I looked it up for the LinkedIn thing. I thought it would work a lot better, but apparently it's like the cost per click's really high on there. But yeah, I've also heard that Twitter is extremely lucrative. The problem with, I think Twitter would have really bad targeting where it's like, how do you target businesses on there? Where like on
You'd
Facebook.
be surprised. Their targeting is really good. You can't get as granular as you can with Facebook. So our offer isn't necessarily as good. Like you can target businesses in general, and there's like some subcategories there. But I would say if you have a strong offer, X would work pretty well for you. LinkedIn's tough. If you have a proven offer, I would probably go to it. You can get pretty granular with LinkedIn, but LinkedIn, we'll see a $5 cost per click on LinkedIn, and we'll see like a 30-cent cost per click on Facebook. So if you're willing to spend that and your product is really expensive, for sure, go for it. But I wouldn't start on LinkedIn.
Interesting. Cool. All right. So you went from when you started doing ads and started working really well for you, went from 10 grand. When was that? And then how has that changed up until today?
What do you mean by that?
Like at what point was that consistent in making 10 grand a month? And then is there anything like any philosophies that have changed since then, or anything you had to like shift in your business? I know you've moved like several times since we've started talking.
Alex Hormozi is wrong. And I paid $30,000 to go to a mastermind to find that out. And I was like, hey, why can I not break $100,000 a month? We're still working on getting our backend systems dialed in right now to be able to do that. But the issue with breaking 100K per month is it's almost as hard as hitting your first 10K month, because there's a lot of stuff that you have to figure out. There's a lot of systems, and it's also investing in the right people. You can get lucky and do it for sure, but man, it's so much easier if you have people who are more specifically in your niche. If they're not in your niche, you probably shouldn't listen to their advice. But when Hormozi said one product and one avatar will get you past 100K per month, yes, it is absolutely possible to have one product and one avatar and also one channel get past 100K per month. It is possible. But I went to, and I won't say who, someone's mastermind who was Alex Hormozi's mentor, along with plenty of other people who are doing well over $100 million a year. And there were some people who were under that as well. There was $10 million, which is still like huge, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to devalue. That's obviously really impressive. Yeah. And I go up there and I'm like, hey, we're having this problem. What should I do? And I actually I wasn't the smallest one in the room, business in the room, which was happy. I was like worried that I was going to be like,
the small fry.
I was really excited. And we go and everyone's like, oh yeah, the reason you haven't is because you only have one product. You need to have more products. And I was like,
yeah.
But Alex Hormozi said in his book that I should only do, and everyone's like, no, don't listen to the advice. That's not a good advice. I was like, wow. Okay. And it wasn't like one person who didn't know anything about my industry was telling me it. I had other people who own media businesses who were telling me like, yeah, that's your problem. And so I was kind of like taken back by be careful the advice that you take, because it might not be fully relevant to you. Is it good and relevant? Yeah, for sure. I went from having unlimited offers and everything's custom to having like 2 simple offers, but it was the 2 simple offers that allowed us to get past there.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I remember when Sam Evans was big, and I would always follow his advice and literally everything he said. I would wake up super early, 5:30 in the morning, and go to the gym and take cold showers and all that jazz. And I don't think there's really anything wrong with that, but it never got me anywhere, like focusing on the mindset side of things. And then when I actually started getting success, where I was like, I was doing what Sam Evans said, and then nothing was working. And then I was like, okay, what if I just focus 100% on like actually getting a sale or something like that, rather than just taking a cold shower every morning. And then I did that. And then I was like, and I even posted, like school was brand new at that time. And then I posted in there. I was like, hey, look, I found out like Alex was kind of, or not Alex, Sam Evans was kind of wrong about these things. This is what you should be doing. This is what, I found out was working better. And maybe those people, like, when you're in a position where you have hundreds of millions of dollars and you have like you have a product that can fit an entire market or whatever. And so if you had just one product, it might apply, and maybe they're giving different advice for where they are, not for where you are. So maybe that's the thing. But yeah, I think breaking past 100,000 is also, have you, and I know you kind of gotten close to that. And so you're building out backends right now, like you said, to like, how does that work? Like, what's your game plan for getting past 100,000?
Man, you know what's super sexy? Top line revenue.
Okay.
Top line is for vanity, bottom line is for sanity. So I want to be clear, we're focusing on 100K per month in profit. So we're not just like, hey, how do we hit 100K per month? And then, by the way, we run an e-com store with 2% margins, so I'm taking home $2,000, and your resale value of that is going to be really low. It's how do we maintain enough margins to make sure that we are making good decisions as a business to be able to weather storms, to pivot, to hire the right people, whatever it may be. There's all these things. So for me, I mean, I'm spending last year I spent 100,000. This year I'm probably going to spend the same, if not more, maybe even 150,000 on programs. The program that I'm about to get into right now is about $14,000, I think. And it's specifically designed for agency owners. And he has a lot of testimonials from many agency owners who are doing well over $400,000 a month plus. And he also exited his agency for about $6 million in total a couple of years ago. So those are green flags for me, because it shows that he has the experience that I want. And even if you're not building your business to sell, listen, are you really going to spend 5 years? So like if I built a business only exclusively around me, what's the resale value of that in 5 years? Not a whole lot. Yeah. Which I'm still building my personal brand. So I'm not going to say don't build your personal brand, but I also think about if I make an agency that sure, I'm maybe the engine behind it, but it has a resale value, I can get out of that business and sell it for 10 million. And if I spend 5 years doing that, then I'm technically making $2 million a year plus whatever I was making when I was building that business. So I think that people kind of look on a smaller time horizon when it comes to that, which is fine. When you're starting off, you're like, how do I make my first 10K month? Or how do I make my first 50, 100, whatever it is. So for me, it's just expanding the time horizons. I really like what you said about, it was one of your podcasts recently that I was watching, and you had said you overestimate what you can do in like a week or a month, but you underestimate what you can do in a year. And so your time horizons need to expand. I really like that.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. I think when I was starting and everybody's starting, my first goal was like, I'm going to make $1 million a year. And then a year goes by and I failed. I made maybe 50 grand, which I guess was good, but like I'd say, I actually only made like $20,000. But then you get 3 years down the road, and that's like 2021, right? That's 2020, 2021. And now if we look back at 2021, we're like, oh, that wasn't that long ago, right? But if I think about, okay, 3 years ahead, that's 2026, 7, right? You're like, that's holy cow, 2027, that's far away. But if we look backwards, it wasn't that far away. So it is kind of like the time flies faster than you think. And so I'm trying to build for a more long-term play where it's like Karston just becomes the brand where, and like you said, trying to build up your personal brand where people, they know my name, and so I can sell whatever I want through my name. And I do recommend people doing that. But then the problem with that is if it becomes tied to you, then it is hard to sell. So like that's why people switch into like software or something, because it's like you can just sell the software. Yeah. Nobody wants this built out. Cool. All right. So, all right, with the coach, okay, spending $100,000 on coaching, was it worth it for you?
Without a doubt. The return on investment was huge. And once again, you have to expand your time horizons. I spent 30 grand on a 1 week mastermind with a bunch of other people. That was an instant loss. I did not make any money off of that like right away. It took me a while. But looking back on it, it's been about 7 months since I went. It's probably made me close to 150, maybe even $200,000 just from like the knowledge and information. And in a year from now, it'll probably earn me close to $1 million. But it was a big minus expense if I just looked at it, what it made me that month.
That is true too. I think a lot of people, so many people are short term, especially if you're like selling to beginners, they're wanting it now. I even before I started the business stuff, I read probably 300, 400 books on just business stuff, and it never got me anywhere but it's like now when I look back, I'm like, oh, well, I read this in that book and I read that in that book. I'm going to pays off now. And I even remember people saying it'll pay off 3 years from now, but it won't pay off today. And I was like, how does that make any sense? And so, yeah, it was really annoying. So it was worth it. So you're going to continue to do that. Is there any like piece of like huge thing that you learned over the past year that was pretty monumental for you?
It's not one silver bullet. It's a lot of little golden BBs. Cool. So I would love to be able to tell you there's this one thing, but it was simple things like, how do you improve your show up rate? How do you improve your close rate? How do you improve your offer? What time horizon are you doing? And I was struggling with churn at one point. And I was like, man, this is the churn. And I was talking with a mentor of mine. He's like, well, have you ever just considered offering like a twice as long membership? And I was like, No, I actually haven't considered just offering that. We started offering it. People were taking it at the same rate that they were taking the shorter program, and my LTV just doubled.
Interesting.
So I was like, okay, wow, I'm going to continue doing that.
Yeah. That's a great idea. Okay, so anyone that's starting out, do you recommend people get into the production business space? Like if I'm a videographer, I have a Sony A7, was it the 4 now? I don't know. And I want to become a videographer. Do you recommend that at all?
No.
Why is that?
No. Do I really want videos? No, I don't want videos. I don't want any more video. I don't want to film. I don't want videos. I don't want appointments. I don't want people booking in my calendar. I don't want that. What I want is what I get from that. So if you are a videographer, you are selling something that people do not want. They think they want videos, but what they really mean, and they'll tell you this. So I want a really cool video. It's like, sure. What is your goal with the video? Oh, I'm going to run paid ads to it. Okay. So you want more sales from your paid ads. Yes. The video can help you accomplish that, but you sell them on what they're doing. I had one of the biggest companies come to me. Well, it was one of the biggest. It was the biggest project come to me. And he's saying, hey, I really want a really cool brand video. Many years ago, I would have sold a brand video for under $2,000 for one video, just one video. I was like, that project that you're asking will cost about $70,000 in total. Because the call was a very long call, and I wouldn't suggest all of your calls be this long, but there was a lot going on there, and it was an enterprise level client. And I said, well, what are you hoping to do with this campaign? Where does this video fit in? And I found out that he was looking to do cold outreach. He was looking to do video ads. He was looking to do testimonials. He was looking to do all these other styles of videos. And I said, what is your goal with this? And he said, actually, my most important thing is getting market share. And I guarantee if you talk to any other videographer or any other video production company, they're like, yeah, we make this really cool video for you. The video is going to be so cool. Yeah. Instead of talking about, we can help you capture the majority of your market share so that no one else gets it. Ooh, now we're selling something different. We're not selling video. I'm just a dude with a camera. Yes. But I'm selling what you're going to get out of those videos. So that's the most important thing. And the same thing with you. They're getting appointments, but at the end of the day, what are they really getting out of those appointments? More sales, more clients, more stability, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's what I hated about the videography community is everybody is just about like, here's my new camera and here's this new cool transition that I did, and I loved it so much, and I was so into. I would stock camera websites on like the new camera that's coming out, the new lens, whatever. And everyone was just about, hey, this cool thing.
Stop buying new camera gear.
Yeah,
it's one of my best hooks. It's one of my best hooks is for like reels or ads. Like, stop buying new camera gear. Stop buying new camera gear. Stop buying new camera gear. Yeah,
I had the Sony A7 III when it came out, and then I just downgraded to this, which is a Sony A6400. But yeah, everybody was just talking about how cool their videos were, and then I realized I was like, what, like. I got millions of views on TikTok, and and I made all the cool videos that I thought I could make. And then, but I was like, it never converted to real clients or real success or real anything. Yeah. And I was like, well, what was the purpose of all that? Like, and then I got to a point where I was like, man, I want to make this cool video. I went to California, but I was like, nobody cares about this video. Only I care about this video. And so like, how do I actually provide real value for people? But yeah. And then I had a guy that reached out and said, hey, can you help me make a VSL? So that he can run ads to the VSL. I was like, okay, well, and he paid me $10,000 to do that. So that's pretty cool. So you say, what'd you say? What was the piece of advice? Not to start a video production company. Is there, I know you might not have one golden nugget, but is there any consistent themes, anything that I should do if I was just getting started? Any advice that you would give to me?
Find your offer and find out how to run traffic to it, whether it's paid ads or whether you're doing cold outreach. Do it. Niche down. If you don't niche down, don't even bother, because you're just going to end up spending a ton of money. Mm-hmm. Also get a mentor. Get a niche specific mentor, one that serves your niche. So for example, you just told me, hey, and by the way, I watch a lot of your content. You just told me I like living in cities and like going into that. I'd go into that. For Joe Rogan is the niche, right? Karston Fox is the niche. And especially if you want to build your own personal brand, don't be afraid to show a little bit about who you are. I'm not saying just do the only. One of the most creative things that I remember to this day, because it was funny, and I go through, you were holding a broom upside down in one of your landing pages, and you were sweeping and you just waved, and I was like, that's funny, that's good, it was memorable, and you know it. And so I think that showing your personality like that will set you apart between, that's where like the winners versus the not winners
Yeah, than hot letters. Thank you so much, Ocean.
Thank you.
If you liked that video, you'll also probably like this one as well.